Here's my log for week 39. Details and timestamps are in the description below, and here's the general outline. Saturday, December 5th, just finished watching the third and last, the Hold Steady Massive Nights live stream. So good. God, it's just such a good experience the past 3 nights. And it was nice tonight because they did it at 5. So it's only like 8 o'clock now. It's early. So the past 2 nights it's been at 9 o'clock. Quiet day today. Did a little bit of laundry, just kind of chilled around. We're going to watch some TV now. Nothing all that exciting going on. Sunday, December 6th. I'll tell you, this is as much a commentary on the pandemic as anything else. I think I've talked about this before, but normally I've got so much stuff going on. I've got 3 months worth of calendars, and I update them monthly, and then a year-long calendar where I'm looking at festivals, shows, business travel, travel for fun, vacations, Yankee games, all sorts of stuff there. And I've gotten to the point, I'm still updating just 1 month. I just went through my last month, I just erased November. I'm like, there's no sense putting anything up there right now. Maybe in January I'll put 2021 up, but I think I've got what I got on there. I got when the cleaning lady comes every 2 weeks. I got a doctor's appointment for Sammy, Christmas. But otherwise, I'm like, one that I put in, just some financial stuff. But fuck, I'm sick of 2020. Just finished watching on the Fontaines DC Facebook fan group, which is called What's Really Going On. They did a nice Zoom interview with the members of the band, at least 3 of the 5, and they recorded it and posted it, so it was really nice to watch. And they're just such a bunch of good kids. The band's nice, and then the folks in the fan group are really nice as well. So it's nice to be around nice people. It's a good scene. It's a positive scene, like as the whole city would say. So made for a nice weekend. I'll tell you who's not having a nice weekend is Rudy's got the Rona. So it just came out that Giuliani has tested positive for the coronavirus. Fuck, karma. Well, I don't feel right wishing any of these guys ill will, but still, there's, like I said before, there's fucking consequences for making bad decisions. Monday, December 7th, anniversary of Pearl Harbor. So I'm wearing a mask because through the pandemic, I've still had my cleaning lady come. She comes every couple weeks just for a couple hours, does the deep cleaning of the bathrooms and shit. Stuff that I just freaking don't like to do. Lets me keep the house clean, and I just maintain it in between. But when she comes, we both wear a mask just to stay safe. And then what I also do is open up the windows for 15, 20 minutes just to let, even when it's cold, turn the heat off, let the air circulate. Sammy's begging for a treat. And that way, I think that's probably a good compromise and a safe way to do it. So I can continue to get the house clean without having to scrub toilets myself and not get COVID. So I hope everybody's doing well. Speaking of not getting COVID, so relieved to hear my daughter had been exposed at work. She's a bartender and a server in addition to going to school. And the guy she was bartending with ended up popping positive for the Rona. So she got tested last week, got the results in last night that she's negative, thank God. She's going to do a follow-up test just to make sure that there wasn't an issue with a negative during the incubation period. But that's a big relief. She's 24, so she should be fine. But shit, certainly rather than have her not have it at all than to risk any type of health issues with it. So that was a big relief to me. I was kind of pestering. I'm like, did you get your results yet? And she's like, Dad, I will let you know. So she texted me like last night at like 11 o'clock with the test results. So that's a big relief off Dad's shoulders, and as well as it's a relief for her too. Now she can go back to work. So news just came across that Joe Biden's going to nominate General Lloyd Austin to be his Secretary of Defense. I actually served with him. He was the regimental commander, full bird colonel in the 82nd of the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, or 3rd Brigade, and I was one of the battalion FSOs for 1505. And actually, when I burned in and broke my legs, he came into the hospital with a sergeant major, and they'd put a plate and 8 screws and some other hardware in my other leg to kind of piece me back together. And he looks down at me. He's like 6'6", black guy, got a voice like James Earl Jones, and he's like, "There you go, Captain McAvoy. Now you're a real paratrooper. You got some hardware in you." So we'll see if he gets through the nomination or not. There's a lot of guys out there that I served in the 82nd with that have been in in big positions. I don't know if I'd mentioned before, but General Tata, who actually so Tony Tata, who is now as part of the Pentagon, he was a real controversial appointee by Trump because of some of the stuff he said, but he was actually the battalion commander I supported, and Lloyd Austin was his boss. And then Keith Kellogg is Mike Pence's, I think, defense advisor. I'm not sure exactly what his title is, but he's there. And then David Petraeus was the basically a peer of Colonel Austin's. He had the 504th 1st Brigade when I was there, and obviously he had a bunch of different positions. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else, but still, it's kind of wild to see all this stuff. Tuesday, December 8th. Well, somebody I know through work popped positive for COVID, so thank God their minor symptoms seem to be doing okay, but just always scary when that happens. So, otherwise, quiet day. Supreme Court just rejected one of Trump's appeals to overturn the Pennsylvania election. There's a bunch of crazy lawsuits out there, but he's like 1 in 50. It's like, at this point, it's just obvious to me that he's trying to just squeeze money out of his followers, but it's still appalling. I mean, it's an attempted coup, but otherwise, quiet day. Had chicken marinated in garlic for dinner with string beans on the side. And for lunch, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because my lunches are like I'm an 8-year-old. Follow up to the COVID discussion. It amazes me. I was just reading my local paper, and their cases are spiking here locally, and they can't trace a lot of these cases, where their origin came from. Sometimes because people are not wearing a mask and encountering multiple people, which I don't understand not being smart and wearing a mask, but it could be like, hey, I just went 10 places, I don't remember everything, so we can't trace everybody down. The other one is that people are just refusing to provide information. That just fucking amazes me. I'm just like, how freaking selfish and irresponsible can these people be? All right, so it's Wednesday, December 9th, and I've got my daughter, I think, is going to be coming down later in the week to pick some stuff up, and I'm going to send her presents back with her because we're not going to do Christmas together because of COVID, and I think she might have to work. And then I've actually got my sister-in-law is going to be running down to my sister's house, and she's going to do the same thing. She's going to get presents and drop them off for me at my sister's for her and her family. But so I started wrapping the presents, so I've got them done. So when my daughter comes out in a couple days, so I was like, well, what the hell? I'll put up my tree. Now, when I say my tree, it's literally a 2-foot tall tabletop tree. So I was like, I'll put it up. What the hell? I was debating whether I'm going to do it or not because nobody's coming over. It's just going to be me. But it's still Christmas. But of course, it being 2020, the damn thing isn't lighting up. It's one of those self-lit ones. Here, I'll turn it around. So there it is. It's one of those ones, comes with its own lights, plugs in, and just lights up. However, because it's 2020, of course, it's not freaking working this year. So I threw the bulbs on it anyway because it just looks silly sitting out there without any decorations on it. And I've got some presents here ready to go under it. So I got on Amazon. It's like $20. I'm like, all right, let me just order another one. It'll be here. It'll be here before Christmas. Threw the bulbs on there. It took me all of 5 minutes, so it'll be easy enough to take them off and throw them on the new one. But still, I'm like, fucking 2020. All right, just relaxing, doing my Wednesday night whiskey and vinyl that I do every Wednesday, listening to Wright. I forget who I saw her open up for, but she's got a great voice. She's out of actually Burlington, Vermont, up where my daughter is. But just a beautiful, soulful voice. I'm seeing colors. I'm walking on cloud nine. You know what keeps me going is that you are mine. I got a double LP. It's kind of like, honestly, it's like 2 EPs rather than a double LP, but just a beautiful voice. I don't know what I'll listen to next. I don't know, some of this new stuff maybe. But anyways, in the news, COVID continues to be bad here in the capital region. We had 7 folks at work test positive. as well as the capital region just continues to spike up. You take a look at I'll insert the chart here for the entire capital region. You look at Saratoga County, where I am, is at 6%. Albany's at 10%, Schenectady's at 11% as far as testing positive, and you've got 700 plus new cases overnight. So it's worse than it ever was back in March, April. We didn't get hit as bad initially as New York City did, but now, like the rest of the country, it's just running rampant. In other news, the Tri-City Valley Cats, which is the local minor league baseball team, just lost their affiliation with the Astros. They'd kind of seen this coming. Actually, a gal in the neighborhood works for them, and they've been waiting to hear what's going to happen. Yeah, they've done a reduction in the number of teams. I think it went from like either 140 or 160 down to 120. So they knew a bunch of teams were going to get left without a chair. The Yankees actually moved away from Staten Island as well, who was there. Both these teams are in what they used to call the New York Penn League, which is a short season A club. So a lot of kids coming right out of college would go there. So it was nice, though. I'd get to go there. It's a nice ballpark, maybe half an hour from here. And I'd get to see the Yankees farm team when they came into town. And then, it was just cheap. You gotta love minor league baseball. It's like $5 and you sit right by the dugouts. So I've seen some pretty good guys, and some of the names that are coming up through the Yankees now. And actually, a lot of the guys that won the World Series with the Astros started off here locally. So that's kind of a bummer. All right, Thursday, December 10th. Today would have been my father's 73rd birthday. Miss you, Dad. Happy birthday. What else going on? My daughter actually came down from Vermont to visit for just a little bit. Drop off presents for me, pick up presents for her, and then drop off like summer tires and swap out clothes and stuff. So it was because of COVID, socially distanced, it was a quick visit since we got to be inside, open up the windows to air the house out. COVID sucks. I just want to give my daughter a big hug. What else is going on? Supposedly you're going to be able to see, there's a chance to see the Northern Lights tonight. So just took a look outside. It's dark. I didn't see anything. Maybe I'll check before I go to bed. But that'd be kind of cool. I saw them once when I was in college, and just beautiful. Really neat. Fucking Trump is still trying to undo the election. Now he's got this crazy GOP AG in Texas suing other states, trying to, Pennsylvania, Arizona, et cetera, trying to overturn the results. It's like, what the fuck? It's still, I don't want to go off on it anymore. It's just disgusting. Attempted coup. What else? Got to go to the doctors in the morning, just a regular checkup. Some of my scripts ran out, and they're like, yeah, you haven't been in for a checkup in 2 years. You need to come in. So I'm sure they're not going to tell me that I'm fucking living the lifestyle I should, but it's the right thing to do. They're going to come in and tell me, you're a fat bastard, you need to eat better and exercise, which is all true. That's it. Hope you're all safe and well. Is the part where I talk about music. Saturday, December 5th, getting ready to watch the third and last Old Steady Massive Nights show. It's freaking hilarious because we're in a Zoom thing. In the past 2 nights, they've actually muted everybody as everybody's joined, but tonight they didn't. So you hear all sorts of random people, you hear babies crying and stuff. I'm sure they will once the show starts, but it's hilarious. So, and tonight I actually managed to get it set up on my big screen TV. So I'm sitting in the man cave. The past 2 nights I just sat in my office and watched it on my laptop. But just such a good show. And it was freaking hilarious last night. They actually, with everybody doing the Zoom stuff, they just flash through the different people on Zoom. And one of the things that somebody did last night is they put their camera inside their turtle container. And next thing you know, you see 2 turtles fucking. And it was freaking hilarious. So actually today, the whole city came out with a t-shirt of that. Beautiful.
We aren't going to be taking any requests, but if you're looking someone else to, is that a turtle?
I think it's 2 turtles.
Wow.
Whoa. It's 2 turtles.
It's 2 turtles.
This always happens in our show. I think they're trying to make a 3rd turtle.
That's great as they just kind of zoom through everybody with the kids and stuff like that. Watch them put me on. Oh, little one ducked out. Oh, she went to get her unicorn. My view. Zoom there. And then on the big screen, you got the show. So one thing I forgot to mention about the Zoom is they actually stream the Zoom live to all the big screen TVs in the venue, Brooklyn Bowl, which is actually a bowling alley as well. So there's all these TVs all over the place, so the band can see it. So it creates this kind of nice feedback loop, as well as they throw it up on screen during the live stream as well. So I ended up there a couple of times. Actually, a buddy of mine sent me a picture from last night of me there. It was kind of a nice transition shot, me overposed with a superimposed over Craig Finn. Yeah.
I think the South Paradise was right. Boys and girls in America, they're such a sad time together. Sit down on this old illustration, making sure, making straight. Pushing on all with years of expectation, depending on just what you say. Just a little more pressure, that's all that's to appreciate. She was a teenage bitch, she was not a really beautiful. Anyway, so I feel like my time was in my tension. What's not so crystal clear, time is like you self-control seducer. Rock and roll,
Switching gears, this made me laugh so much. I don't know why. I found it so funny. Stumbled across this on Facebook on Wednesday morning and just love it. It's a cover of Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic by this guy. I think the dog's my favorite part.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stomping. And the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the party jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, 'cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. I don't want play Tuesday.
The dog is completely unfazed. He's like, so we're doing this again, huh?
I don't want play Tuesday. Get booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. 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 Pump up the jam. Pump up the jam. Pump up the jam. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Pump up the jam. Pump up the jam. Pump up the jam. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Oh yeah. Pump up the jam, Suki.
Great cover of the Beastie Boys by Dave Grohl and producer Greg Kurstin. They're doing the Hanukkah sessions, and they're going to do one Jewish artist every night of Hanukkah. what did Craig get from Amazon? Vinyl here. So this is one of my Cyber Monday purchases. So, Billie Eilish, who WEQX started playing her early on, and God, she's amazingly talented. She's blown up since. And I actually had tickets to see her in Brooklyn at Barclays the end of March. And obviously COVID hit and that blew up. And just actually today or yesterday, she officially canceled the tour because they were looking to try and reschedule it, etc. But this was discounted on Amazon, so I picked it up. She really is just, very young, but just amazingly talented. As I'm thinking about it, I think it was You Should See Me in a Crown was the first song that EQX started playing.
You should see me in a crown. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to help. Watch me make them bow. One by one. You should see me in a crown. Your silence is my favorite sound. Watch me make them bow. One by one.
But it was You Should See Me in a Crown, and then it was Bad Guy, and I think Bury a Friend were the ones that really kind of started her off, at least that I heard. All right, let's see what I got here. A bunch of stuff I've had coming in has been Christmas stuff, so I haven't been able to post it on the site. Not that anybody fucking watches it that's going to ruin anything, but... Oh, no! So this is not Christmas stuff. Well, I guess it could be Christmas creamer. Good old double delivery of my hazelnut creamer. And thing of melatonin. Which I got to slow down the deliveries of those. Everybody's going to think I'm a melatonin junkie. I am, however, a Nestle hazelnut creamer junkie. It's funny because I don't like any other hazelnut creamer except for Nestle. So, for instance, the Stewart's, the convenience store around the corner, they don't have Nestle brand. They've got something else. And I'll be damned if it just doesn't, maybe it's psychosomatic, but it doesn't taste the same. So, that's always, I don't want to run out of this. Things to worry about in a pandemic is whether I run out of my favorite flavored creamer. First world problems. All right, some more vinyl coming in here. Pretty sure this is eBay purchase I made. Get this open without damaging the contents. There we go. Nice, yeah. So this is a U2 with The Streets Have No Name. Not for resale. Shit to the side. Here's another 45. I think this might be from Sub Pop, part of their singles collection. Once they started a long time ago and continued. Yeah, that's what this is. So I do not know either one of these bands, but that's part of the reason for doing it. You know what? I'm going to throw one of these on for the quarantine vinyl. Let's do the Clarke himself. All right, Friday, December 11th. Just put away my Instacart delivered groceries. Finishing up the workday. Nothing exciting planned for the weekend. Probably some wraps and presents and stuff like that. Not like I've got a ton. I had the doctor's appointment this morning. Numbers looked like shit. The doctor was like, dude, you're not healthy. You're at risk. You're going to have a freaking heart attack or a stroke if you don't get your shit together. So, which I've been through this before. I've dropped the weight, got my numbers back, and then I've just fucking relapsed. So, part of the reason why I hadn't gone to the doctor, which is typical freaking Irish guy move, just kind of avoid it. But anyway, part of my Instacart order, I actually went in after the doctor. I'm like, let's cancel that bacon. Let's cancel those chocolate chips. Let's add more fruit, add more vegetables. Let's swap that out. Let's add salmon instead of steak. And I know what I got to do. I just got to freaking do it. Get my ass on the treadmill. put my Fitbit back on so I can start driving myself to get 10,000 steps a day, because I certainly haven't been getting out and doing as much as I should. So hopefully I'll make progress. So, and hopefully you guys will see it. Maybe I'll skinny up. But hope everybody's safe and well, and have a great weekend.